And who got it? I believe it was chicken fries. That is the game. They're going to go for the long ball. Can the rush stop them?
My heart is exceptionally pure.
Will he get it?
Pure
He did get
evil
it!
to the core.
Guadalajara will take it in the last 2 seconds.
All they gotta do is stop this one play.
All they have to do is stop him on this. It's all down to this. Will they do it? They bring him down. That's the ball game.
Folks, welcome to Week 7 of the PFL. Your host is friggin' sick for the second week in a row, but that doesn't stop us. We battle through the pain, we love our league, and we love to see what our players can do. So, the voice will be a bit lower than normal. This screams limited compared to normal, but it is going to be an exciting Week 7. 8 teams will enter, only 4 will leave to the playoffs next week. This will decide the winners and the losers. It's going to be a great night and a great lineup of games. The American Conference games literally decide who gets to make it. Like I said, 2 out of 4. This week, your intrepid host is fueled by honey and lemon tea, not coffee this week, so we will see how this goes. But folks, I hope you're excited as I am. We have a great schedule lined up for this week, and our first game will be the second week in a row that Cruz Azul has played a Missouri opponent, is the Cruz Azul Cementos versus the Kansas City Chiefs Borgers. It could be anyone's game. These teams are pretty perfectly evenly matched on the stat sheet. You might hear a bit less play-by-play from me this week, but it's still going to be a good time. Thank you for those of you who were able to make it out on this Singles Awareness Day, Valentine's Day, whatever you want to call it. And the PFL presents live from Estadio Olimpico, even though the real Cruz Azul team doesn't have a stadium right now, but our team certainly does. Not reading the matchups just to save your intrepid host's voice for a few extra minutes. It is going to be a game of offense, folks. I can feel it in my bones. Holy Chiefs and Humco 10 will be fighting it out to determine who is the best quarterback in the American Conference, unless Pokelocker and Ivy Snore want some heroics later in the evening, but we will see, won't we? And now they are down for the coin toss. We will have to see how this turns out. Yeah, Ivy Snore, I don't know. They played at a university, I think. I don't know if it's an Arizona Coyotes situation or what. And the ball was live. And Rock Lee gets nowhere. There'll be an 11-yard return. But folks, next week we'll see something of a rule change. Usually these quarters are 2 minutes, as will be the case this week. Playoff PFL football, there will only be 2 games of it, so quarters will be 3 minutes. And for the Plebs Bowl, the final game of the season, quarters will be 4 minutes. And that will be something to see. Time, always a factor in this league. Cruz Azul looked like they were doing a running formation, but no, passers lining up. And it is dropped. Call it incomplete, 3rd and 6. But thank you, Ivy Snore, for making it out on this Singles Awareness Day, and Ichigo gets the first. He has been a menace in some games, a non-factor in others. We will have to see how that ends up for him today. The real question, will Rush be the agent of chaos that they were always meant to be? And watch out, Humko has sprung loose. His blocker gave him some time, and he is almost on the doorstep of victory. And yeah, Ivy, thank you. But I also know people have other things to do on this particular day. Fitting, though, that this is the last day of Week 7, because some dreams will be fulfilled, and some hearts will be broken. And now Cruz Azul are second and goal. That was an attempt at a trick play. Don't know if it quite worked for them. Ooh, and Humko tries to spring loose, and he will eat a big sack from double quarter pounder. And that will take him to third. Already 1/4 of play down the drain. And it is pitched to Chad. Or no, Rock Lee! And he will get the 7-yard run, and they will put points on the board. And Cruz Azul will line up for the field goal. A risky move against some teams, not against this one. It is good. And Cruz Azul will line up for the kick. Caught by a quarter pounder after a kick from Midoriya. And he shirks a tackle before he's brought down. And handed off, and he ran into everyone there. Still a gain of 5. Pretty good run considering what he ran into. Ball is snapped. This Kansas City team looking to see what they can do today. And McDouble, a player rarely who has seen the ball, will get the first. McDouble, of course, of Irish heritage. It's a wonder he's not on the Ogres. And a pitch to the outside, and it's going to be a good run. And quarter pounder once again with his highfalutin showboating, but it will still take them again at that gate of victory. They only need to score a touchdown here, and with the clock management they're having, they might be able to get possession again in the second half pretty quick. And they will make it. Quarter pounder once again talking the talk and walking the walk. And it is a 6-7 ball game. Sorry, not sorry. And they will line up for the field goal. And it is tied. No blocked kicks today so far. Uncharacteristic of this league. And it is kicked off. Rock Lee will be returning it. And he'll actually shirk a tackle. That's a bit uncharacteristic for him. 35 seconds left. Cruz Azul does have the chance to pull ahead a little bit. But we will have to see how this goes. Ball is snapped. Humko's looking. Oh, and it's dropped. It is jarred loose. That is a no. As Arby's Rubin deflects it. And Cruz Azul lines up. Oh, an attempt at a long pass is broken up. Chicken Nugget deflected it. That will not go any further. It's now third down. You have to figure they're going to go for the long pass again. Oh, and a wide open man downfield. That is a catch by Chad. And Cruz Azul will call the timeout and most likely go for the field goal to pull ahead before the end of the half. Or no, they might be too far out, actually. And they'll get the long pass. It is not enough, though. They do not have the chance for a field goal. That'll take us to halftime. It is 7-7 for the ball game. And normally we'd have some more commentary on the players of the game at this point, but you know who they are. You've seen their names. And Like I said, this week will run a little short just to save my poor vocal cords. And yeah, Ivy, Battle of the Titans, Cruz Azul, Kansas City. Pretty much every team in the American Conference has been solid. It's just a matter of who makes it out. And I have a feeling it's going to be down to the last score of the last play. Foreign conferences had to fight a bit more for respect. They've gained it a little more once they start inter-conference play, but it'll still be anyone's guess. And watch out, Quarter Pounder has broken loose. No taunting, but he will still make it 46 yards. And Kansas City lines up, and they will hand it off, and Quarter Pounder will duck a tackle, still be brought down after a 5-yard run. Ball snapped. Nice outside little screen pass there. And Butterburger will get a gain of 19. And they're in prime scoring position, and they will get it. BK Whopper, another deadly player in their offense with a 5-yard catch. And much as we predicted towards the start, this is an offensive game so far. And of course they will line up for the 2 to try to get that advantage, and they will get it. Double Whopper barely able to get across the line before he is brought down. And that will give them pretty prime field position. Cruz Azul either has to make the 2-point conversion or hope that they can get a field goal on top of a score. That's going to make this game a whole lot tougher for our boys in blue. Although if they keep playing like that, Rock Lee able to spring loose, gain a couple extra yards on that. And Ichigo with a nice juke there. And the running game has sprung this game to a tie. Well, actually, we don't know if it's a tie yet. We'll have to see if they make that extra point. And yeah, they'll go for the 2 to try to tie it up. Humko's looking. And Ichigo tries for it, not able to get it. They're going to need a field goal and a stop, bare minimum, or to go up by a touchdown. And their position just became a lot more uncertain in this ball game. Can they stop Kansas City? Oh, not with play like that. And that's a dynamite return. Cruz Azul's defense struggling. And that might make the difference in this game right there. Sheems has plenty of time. Ooh, not able to stop the ball, and it's a catch for McDouble. Again, a player who's barely seen the ball this season, but he is proving himself to be a valuable weapon today. And it is the 4th quarter. It is all down to this. Can Cruz Azul stop them? I'm not sure, folks. And 4 players there to stop him, but not before getting 2nd and inches. They have to barely get anything to get that first down. And the clock continues to wind down. And they will make it in. Double Whopper with a 5-yard run. And they will go for the field goal to put this one pretty much out of reach. We will see if Cruz Azul can make it, but barring some miraculous turnover, it's looking unlikely. This Cruz Azul home crowd, you gotta believe that these fans are desperate for a playoff spot. Nice juked tackle. Rockley will spring for a couple extra. But time is against them. 9 points separate them. Meaning, even if they do score a 2-point conversion, it's still out of reach. They have to get a turnover, as far as I'm concerned. But with 1 minute 18 left to go, there have been bigger comebacks in this league, but it's not looking great. Especially with a drop pass like that. Call it a deflection, a drop pass, whatever you want. Point being, he dropped it. 3rd and 1. 1 minute 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Oh, and it's the turnover the other way. Humko has been picked off, and that is very likely the ball game, but we will see if KC turns it over immediately. Barring that, this game is over. And Smart there keeping it on the ground. And since Humko's not here, Ivy Snore spamming the not like this emote for him. That is not how you want to see your team perform in the final week of the season. That is, though, Takamura with the tackle behind the line. Still, if Kansas City is able to score a field goal, even barring a regular touchdown, they'll put this game out of reach, and they're looking like they're aiming for more. And that is it, folks. Cruz Azul is out of timeouts. That's another touchdown. And, again, barring multiple acts of God, Kansas City has just won the ball game and made it to the playoffs. And, yep, folks, again, barring a miracle turnover into 2 scores in half a minute, this ball game is officially over. And that is a heartbreaking end of the season. Cruz Azul got some good hits in throughout the season, always a solid contender. But this game will end. Kansas City just played the more dominant game. Better receivers, better timing. They got the 2-point conversion when they needed it. Cruz Azul's offense looking a little anemic by comparison. But trying to score that last touchdown for Pride, and their receiver core has not stepped up this game. They will see if they have to improve that for next season. Maybe they can build a good enough record. They don't have to depend on the final game. But Cruz Azul did not look good in their last outing. Again, folks, this game is over. Kansas City will make it to the playoffs. It's just seeing if Cruz Azul can score for Pride. And they might be able to. And Humko with a great 39-yard run, but it is just a show of force. And this team is heartbroken. This audience is heartbroken. And as Ivy just said in the chat, they fell apart right at the end. Not a good game for them. Good game for KC. So we are either going to see Missouri Bowl Part 2, or they will face Guadalajara. It'll depend on how our third game of the night goes. Oh, but what a heartbreaking loss at home for this Cruz Azul team. But folks, our second game will be our first foreign conference game of the night. We will have to see how this one goes. Foreign conference has struggled. Interconference play has lightened things up a little bit. But it is time to see if Toronto is going to play spoiler. This game is going to once again be at Toronto. A lot of home games for them this season, I have noticed. We have barely seen any games in the Hell Stadium. So, indeed, as the Rush face the Supremos here, it may seem to the Supremos as if Hell has indeed frozen over. As we enter Game 2 of the night. The snow is falling here in Toronto as Hell comes in to face them. 2 black and red teams. But just to keep track of them, the Rush are at home, so they will be in their trademark red jerseys, whereas Hell will be sporting their trademark black and red helmets. And of course I misspoke there. Black and red jerseys for the Rush. Sorry folks, it's been a day. The helmets will be the main way that they keep track of each other. Because otherwise, their colors are pretty similar. But it's the Scarlet taking on the Crimson. As we have our game here in Toronto. And the Rush will receive first, a team that has struggled all season. Last week saw their first win, and not only a win, a shutout. Will they be able to replicate either of those feats this week? Only time will tell. Unlikely that they'll make it to the playoffs, but we will see. We will take a look at the playoff bracket when this set of games is over. Ooh, and a dynamite pass. That is a very good first pass to Neil Peart for 24 yards. And Space Marine is looking. Ooh, and he finds a wide open pass to Leifson. And he is spreading the offense, making this Hell defense sweat a bit more than I've seen them sweat in a while. Hell known for one of the more relentless defenses in the league. Oh, and it's tipped. Nobunaga Oda saying no, one of the main menaces on this Hell defense. Ball snapped to Space Marine. He's looking. Nice short pass, but it's brought down immediately. Called a gain of 3. Looking. He's got time, but he's still looking. Very risky pass into double coverage, but he will get it. Moving pictures with a 17-yard catch. Toronto offense moving well. Few risky passes. We'll see if that bites them by the end of the game. And that'll be a touchdown. Geddy Lee with the first score of the game. And Toronto are on the board. Will they do their trademark go for 2? Yes, they will. Probably smart against this Hell team. They have proven that they hate kickers. And Judas able to come up with a stop, especially ironic for a team led by Space Marine. And honestly, even with the failed 2-point conversion, I think that was the smart call, because Nobunaga has been a menace to kickers. I think that was the better chance that they had of scoring it, personally. But, audience, I will leave that up to you. Second quarter. Hell has the ball. And El Supremo will spring loose. And despite picking a strange angle to run at, he has blockers. And he is able to get a great 54-yard run. That is some of the action that we needed from Humko in the last game. We saw it at the start, but not throughout the game. And yeah, Ivy, Toronto needs points to play spoiler. We'll see if they can get them. And Supremo makes a risky pass, but he's able to get it. They will get the first. And El Supremo with a very risky pass to Evil Giant, but it will pay off. 11 yards. And they put themselves on the scoreboard. And they will go for the field goal. And they will get it. They have taken the lead. It's all up to what Toronto can do throughout the rest of the game now. Of course, Hell gets possession at the start of the second half, so if Toronto wants to move ahead, they're going to need to get a score in this minute that they have in the first half. It is snapped. Space Marine looking. Immediately brought down, but moving pictures will get a gain of 6 on the play. And again, normally you might figure they could make it out with a field goal, but this Hell defense, I've seen them bring down kickers and shoot them in the street for less. Oh, and Geddy Lee drops it. That's a terrible, terrible drop at this point in the game. Better than interception, but that would have brought them in striking range. Oh, and despite all odds, Pert dives to catch it. A questionable throw made by an exceptional player. And they line up, 20 seconds left. And yeah, that's one of the better catches we've seen. Unlike this one, it was just dropped. They call it a deflection by Hernan Cortez, but to my eye, he just dropped it. Still looking. You have to wonder why they haven't handed the ball to Rutsey, because Hell was playing a prevent defense on every play, and yet they're trying to find receivers, and they're finding them, but not at the rhythm they need to if they want enough points to make it. And yeah, so far, it is a battle of the quarterbacks this game. Right now, Hell is technically in the lead, but it is by a thread. However, knowing Toronto's defense, they might be in trouble. Because they did get the shutout last week against the Hype Komodos, but it's unclear if they'll be able to do the same against this Hell offense. Hell lines up. El Supremo with a great run in that first quarter. And Wahuan able to get a gain of 19. That was a good run. Handed off again to Wahuan. This time it's a gain of 4 on the play. Still an okay gain, just not what he was able to score in the previous one. Another handoff, this time to Satan. Oh! It was fumbled and recovered. The Rush could have had the chance they wanted, but they were not able to capitalize on it. Hell will maintain possession. And you have to think, if you were Toronto, that might have been the turnover for points that you needed, unable to capitalize. Satan with a 7-yard run. And you have to believe, Space Marine would have been a big fan of catching a pick off of Satan, but instead, it's just a moment of excitement. Every moment mattering in Week 7, more than you normally would see in the league, but with only 8 teams, the records are so close that you have to wonder. And a beautiful dime of a pass made to Joe Buck. A player who has barely done anything for Hell so far, but he has gotten 15 yards. Much to the chagrin of our St. Louis supporter who has been in the chat all night. Thank you, buddy. Ooh, and that was a great pass to Richard. 19 yards. And this Hell team is looking good. Off of a catastrophic fumble, they seem to have found their rhythm. And it is made. Evil Giant with a 5-yard catch. And they're going for 2. Potential to put this game out of reach. And they will... Oh, they'll be stopped. It didn't cross the line. That was Red Barchetta with the stop. And with that, Toronto has just kept their hopes alive. And it's a touchback. And with this timing, Toronto has a chance. And yeah, Ivy, I am surprised, but luckily, unlike the NFL, we don't have to spend 5 minutes reviewing it. Our state-of-the-art computers, they just know. And that is tipped. Toronto has not used the running game at all, and it's starting to hurt them. And the second deflection in a row. Hell is playing amazing defense right now, and Toronto's going to need to adjust. And still passing. And it is not caught. It is now 4th and 10, and that might be the death of Toronto's hopes. There's no way they can score the points they need to, even if they win the game. And yeah, they're going to go for 4. Or they're going to go for it on 4th. And jarred again. Hell read them like a book. Toronto refusing to use the run game. And that will be an end to a season of errors and questionable calls. And as if to rub it in their face, Hell gets a 6-yard run off their first play. And so far, this week has been heartbreak for the home crowds. They made it all the way out here on Valentine's Day just to watch their home team. And Digital Man scores a good hit behind the line, but it might be a case of too little, too late. And yeah, Ivy threw their chances away at every opportunity. Although, they were just able to keep Hell to, from getting the first. But they're going to go for it. Their play calling more aggressive after the death of their previous coach, but it won't... Oh, they got the first! Again, folks, that's why we have our state-of-the-art computers to figure, and I figured for sure they were stopped. But that'll be the game right there unless they fumble it. Oh, and taunting as he goes in, Juan has just put the final nail in that coffin. The Rush, one victory, so it wasn't as bad a season as the Browns or the Lions have experienced at some points in their career. But still, their defense, it's too little too late. They're playing good now. But where was that earlier in the game? They're able to prevent the two-point conversion. But it is 19-6, and Toronto can say goodbye to their season. Once again, trying for pride, and yeah, this Toronto offense has looked ugly this second half. Unable to capitalize. Them and Cruz Azul, there must be... I know there's the flu going around. Don't know if that's what I've got right now, but I think that's made its way to the players, because some of these offenses that have looked good other parts of the season, Cruz Azul and Toronto have just looked disappointing today. And yeah, Ivy, they didn't adjust at all. No run plays called. By the textbook definition, Toronto was clinically insane this game. Gee, I wonder if they'll go for a pass again. And they do. And you gotta believe that in between seasons, they might look at a change in the coaching staff. Because Toronto's inaugural season, one of bad decision-making, interceptions, and uncapitalized potential. And with that, Hell will make it to the playoffs. And yeah, Ivy, we will have to see who their new coach might be. But so far, what a terrible week for home crowds. But yeah, hearts broken on this Valentine's Day showdown. And it is time, folks, for Game 3. It's time for our Ivy Snore's beloved Wyverns to see if they can clinch a playoff spot. From the heights of an undefeated record to a recent string of just a couple defeats, they've still put in a good show. But they will take on the Heat at home. And the home field advantage has meant nothing this week. Will it mean something in this game? Sadly, with it being Valentine's Day, our friend Pokelocker not able to see this game because if the Heat are able to beat Missouri this week, it would be an elated show from him. But of course, Ivy in the chat, always with the emotes. We will have to see how they do. Will the Dragon's fire prove hotter, or will the Heat prove to be a flame that overcomes even the greatest dragon scale? We will have to see in this game. Guadalajara, solid contender. They've had somewhat of a resurgence lately. Missouri, trying to prove that they still got what it takes. If Missouri makes it, then the American playoff side will be Missouri Bowl Part 2. Last time of which Kansas City won, but you could see a change based on how it goes. And it is also snowing in St. Louis today in the version of reality in this game. And the Heat will line up. They have first possession. That's kind of been the death knell for teams today, so we'll see if they can make something of it. And Triforce Sniper with a very good opening run. Oh, and they missed their blocks! That's a good show, a 53-yard run, and that's a hell of a way to start things off. Another pitch and run. How many was he able to get? That's a 4-yard run. Wyvern's able to put a better show on defense that play. Ironic that these two teams of such scorching heat and talent are playing in the cold, And it is officially 3rd and inches, or 3rd and short. And the Heat, you have to believe they're going to go for the first on this. Oh, and a run to the inside will get them there. They have a fresh set of downs, and that's Piccolo for 11 yards. Again, another game that's sure to be offensively minded. It'll just be which team can come out on top in that regard. And taunting all the while, pure evil to the core, it's Prince Vegeta with the first touchdown. And they will line up for the field goal, a risky move in some teams, and they will get it. It is 7-0. The Heat have struck first. Of course, the Wyverns will get possession at the start of the second half, which has proven oddly critical in many of these games. And uncharacteristically, Venusaur usually able to spring loose. Broly has said no, sir. And the pitch and run, missed his block, tries to juke a defender, and Broly, so far, is keeping Venusaur in check like few other players have. And that ability to shut down the run game might be critical because Venusaur's runs have been half of what has killed teams in this league. But that is a great 8-yard pass. And it is 3rd and short, but only by a couple. 3rd and 3. And a short pass. Did he get it? It is 4th and short! Tries to juke out of the way, loses a bit of distance. It is 4th down. And they will punt this one away. And who will get it? It is Piccolo. And not Kyogre, able to bring him down pretty quickly. And a rare 3 and out for Missouri. But there's still plenty of ball game left. Oh, and a beautiful pass to Raccoon. And so far, the Heat are looking about as good as they have looked in any week so far. And Pokelocker springing loose. Oh, a fumble, no! And it is recovered. They got incredibly lucky on that. Vegeta able to prevent disaster. We've seen a couple fumbles so far. The only one capitalized on was the turnover with Kansas City Cruz Azul. Oh, and ducks around. Vegeta is the menace of this Wyverns team. And Vegeta is stomping on the hopes of these Wyverns fans like he did on Birder's neck. And it is good. It is now 14-0, which Missouri has about a minute left. That's more than enough time to score, knowing them. If they can score here and then score at the start of the second half, they could be able to put themselves in a good position. And Nappa able to bring down Venusaur. Guadalajara's defense hitting harder than other defenses have against Missouri so far, and I think that physical play is making the difference. That's a good completion of 5 yards. Dragonite and Charizard, 2 menaces of receivers. I think that's what led to Missouri's success early on, was their good, varied offense. Oh, and Garlic Jr. will bring down Venusaur this time. The run game is being shut down. And we haven't really seen it. This is Venusaur getting shut down completely. And as soon as I say that, Incineroar steps up to the plate, in a manner of speaking, able to get a gain of 14 yards. And there are 2 seconds left. Missouri needs to score on this if they're going to hope to tie it up at the start of the second half. Oh, and Guadalajara able to tip it. Their defense is looking good out there. And it is halftime. It is a 14-0 ball game. Home crowds getting destroyed so far this week. Latios with a good performance with 4 tackles, but Prince Vegeta, 2 scores, and he prevented a turnover. And so far, he is making the difference along with the defense. Him and Broly have been menaces in this game. And yeah, Ivy, rough first half, plenty of time to get back on track, but if Guadalajara is able to maintain that rhythm, it's going to be a long day for Missouri. And yeah, able to bring down Venusaur. They have, their defenders, unlike a lot of teams, especially like Dublin, their defenders seem to have that physicality they need to shut down the run when they need to. Ivy wisely switching to the pass. And it is incomplete, almost made. And the Heat defense looking good. Will they be able to maintain it? And a short pass to the outside, finally able to get around them. And Dragonite able to make a good gain. Missouri finally has a solid offensive play under its belt. Will the outside screen pass be what they need to make the difference against this smothering Heat defense? Ooh, now risky pass, but it is made to Charizard, called again at 12. And the Heat better watch out, because Missouri is starting to click out there. Guadalajara lining up. Did he make it? Oh, he dropped it! Android 16 is able to jar the ball loose. Flying creatures, it doesn't matter. It's a bird, it's a plane, a flying insect monster, a wyvern. He can take it out of the sky. Oh, tipped. Could have been intercepted. As it stands, a deflection from Raditz. Remember Raditz? Main character's brother? Boy, where'd he go? Other than Hell. Not the Hell Supremos. Oh, and Venusaur, or no, Incineroar. Unexpectedly able to truck through when Venusaur has been unsuccessful. And yeah, they're going to go for it on fourth because they only have 2 and they have to get a score. And they will get it. The risk will pay off. Dragonite giving this team the hope they wanted towards the end of this ball game. And they will line up for the extra point. Almost interrupted, but they will make it. It is now 14-7. And if I'm Guadalajara, you have to watch out because Missouri's offense, they're having issues, but they clicked there. And if you go without a score, you give them more than enough time to score. And El Supremo looking. Oh, it's a beautiful pass to Piccolo. That was a huge span of the field. 2 seconds left in the third quarter. And Supremo's been looking good out there. He has time, but does he have any receivers? That was a risky pass. Again, this week, some baffling decisions on offensive play calling from all teams. Why are they passing? Run the ball. You have the lead. They're playing prevent defense. And there it is to Triforce Sniper. What'll he get? 6 yards on the play. And that clock is winding down, but if they're unable to make this touchdown, they've given the Wyverns plenty of time. And he's able to get the first. They'll move the chains. Birder with an 8-yard run. You don't see it very often. And an outside pitch. And Triforce Sniper may have just settled the ball game, but we will see. There is a quarter left to play. And they will play it conservatively. They will go for the extra point. It is good. It's a 2-score ball game. It is kicked away. Can Venusaur step up? Oh, and brought down. Damn, this Guadalajara team hits hard. It is snapped. Their passing game was clicking towards the, last quarter. But it is brought down by Napa. He brings him down before he can catch it. Tackles him after the point of contact. And it's looking grim, but we could see some last-minute heroics here. Incineroar has been a great tight end this game. And if anyone's going to bring the Wyverns out of the situation, it's going to be him, seeing how he's performed this game. And just throwing it to get away from them. It is incomplete. The blitz bringing the pressure. Going for it on 4th and inches. They have to. Oh, and it's intercepted. That's the game. Oh, it's their playoff hopes. It's a pick six. And Broly with the pick six. Old Broly saying, fuck you, Ivy Snore, for only liking new Broly. And that is their season. From undefeated to 0-3 in the last 3 weeks. We will not see Missouri Bowl Part 2. Guadalajara will see Kansas City next week. And another home crowd. Their hearts broken. They came out in the snow on this Valentine's Day to watch. What? But intercepted again. And the not like this emote in real life on Ivy's face. This is a heartbreaking final loss. Even with that stop, Moltres trying to prove they can do it. But it is a season ending in heartbreak. The Heat able to shut down the run game like no one else has been able to. Triforce Sniper trucks a defender, makes it in. This is domination. And they'll line up for the extra point. This scoreline only tells you the story of part of the game. But the Heat make it to the playoffs, and convincingly so. And if they play that well, Kansas City is going to have to watch out. So, it will not be a Cruz Azul Guadalajara playoff game. It will not be a Missouri playoff game. One from each side of that conference will see each other tonight. Or next week. But damn, what a game. Wyverns had a good season at the start. We will have to see if they can establish that and keep it up next season. For a team that dominated in so many weeks. Yeah, we'll just have to see how they do. Folks, and I will read the chat in just a moment because I'm setting up the game. But it is time for the final game of the regular season. Ogres versus Komodos. Komodos are at home, so you have to feel sorry for them. Unless they're the only team to break tradition this week. It is the final game of the regular season. So we know that the Heat will play Kansas City next week. The question is, who will play hell next week in the foreign conference side of the playoffs? It is green on green here. The once struggling Ogres taking on the recently struggling Komodos. Can the Komodos reverse their fortunes? I think they might be able to, because the Ogres have been on the uptick, but defense has always been a question, and the Komodos have been able to spring some great runs in a lot of their games. And the hype Komodos will receive first. So it is up to Dublin to get the stop. But it is raining in the hype Komodo Stadium. Bad weather at all the stadiums this week. And Dublin brings them down pretty quick, but we will have to see how they will succeed. It is snapped. Hype Komodo is looking. And despite being surrounded by 4 defenders, able to make the pass to Hype Skank. And that'll be the question in this game, won't it? It'll be a question of defense. Both teams have been questionable on both sides of the ball in various games. And Hype Komodo's going to spring loose, and he is brought down. Texas Fries will bring it down before that play can explode. And call this game the Envy Bowl because it is green all over that field. And Hype Water Gecko springs loose. That's that unexpected running game that we were talking about. And Dublin's inability to defend might be what decides this game, but it's all going to come down to timing. I have a feeling we might be seeing a game where neither side gets a good stop, and it might all be down to the clock of just who scores last. And as a touchdown for the Komodos, and they have already achieved more than they did last week, they're going for the extra point. And they will get it. It sails through the uprights. Also, Ivy meant to say earlier, thank you for being a good sport. Wishing good luck to the Heat. And Brown Russet brought down by 3 defensemen. Oh, and he trucks the defender. Russet has sprung loose. He is brought down as a gain of 61. Pitch to the outside. It is Russet again. He trucks a defender. Not able to get it into the end zone, but he can get the first. Definition of a power back. Of course, if Russet runs into the Heat defense, if they played like they did today, Russet might not do so well against them. But he will do well here. He makes the 2-yard touchdown with pizzazz. And they will also line up for the extra point. And this is by far the most action we've had in terms of scoring this soon in the game so far. It's booted away. Hype Skink will take it. And he'll be brought down. All right. This Hype offense looking to score before the end of the half is a 7-yard completed pass. And that's a lucky game right there. 7-7 score line, 7-yard pass. But who will luck smile upon this game is the question. And Hype Water Gecko springs loose for a pretty good run, 30 yards. You have to wonder why Hype called the timeout. Because Dublin gets it at the start of the second half. You'd think they'd want as little time on that clock as possible. And Dublin has proven unable to stop Hype Water Gecko so far. And another timeout. Why would they not run the clock down? This commentator is confused, folks, at the Hype strategy. But I don't pretend to know the Hype. I've never been the Hype. Oh, and with a taunt, Hype Water Gecko living up to the team's name. A little, how do you do, sir, on that? And they will line up for the extra point. Can they stop Dublin from scoring before the end of the half? Of course, with their bizarre decision to use their timeouts, Dublin now has most of their timeouts remaining, if I'm not mistaken. Russet tries to truck through. And Dublin have 46 seconds to get it done. Oh, and Russet moves through a defender. Guy misses his block. He is brought down. And yeah, Dublin's going to call a timeout. And they still have 2 left because of the Hype Komodo's bizarre decision-making last quarter. Or this quarter. Oh, and a fumble! Couldn't have happened at a worse time! They're lucky that was recovered. And that would have been an Ogres play if we've ever seen one. It is now 2nd and 10. Oh, that could have been catastrophic. Run to the outside. Russet has it again. And some showboating will cost him. That is a positively quarter-pounderian show of hubris. He could have brought his team ahead. Instead, they're on the 1. And they're going to go for the field goal. That is a terrible, terrible decision from Dublin. And it'll cost him as Komodo Dragon blocks the kick. And Russet may have just cost his team the ability to take the lead definitively. In a game where timing is so important, that is a complete failure of the coaching staff, of the running back. That is just an absolute failure of a couple play calls on Dublin's part. And now they'll get the ball again. And yeah, Ivy, that was a terrible call. On the 1-yard line, are you kidding me? And this time, Russet will be brought down. You have to wonder if his rhythm is off. And Quarter Pounder has proven he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Russet, very much a wild card. When he plays well, he plays like he did in that first half, or at least that first touchdown. And when he plays rotten, the team stinks like rotten eggs. And another run call. No action from the passing game. Dublin's having the opposite problem of the other teams that have lost tonight. Other teams wanted to do nothing but pass and never run, aside from Guadalajara. And actually, the Wyverns did a good job mixing it up. But so far, this Dublin team is having the opposite problem. And they're lining up. Have the Hype Komodos figured them out? Hand it off again. And it is right on the 2nd. So they still need the first down, but they have some time. But yeah, if they're not careful, their defense has been unable to stop Hype Water Gecko. And if they continue like this, even if they score, they might give the Komodos enough time to even it up and not have time to make up the difference. Russet with a pretty good run. His blockers helped him out a lot there. And now Ginger Giant looking to pass. And that could have been very risky, but Gingerbot, probably the most consistent receiver on this Ogres team. And if they make the kick, it is evened up. But the Hype Komodos stopped him on the field goal last time. And they're able to get the extra point. It is an even ball game. Can either team get a stop? But yeah, if Dublin had been able to score before that end of the first half, they'd be up by a score right now. Instead, they completely failed themselves. They're lucky they got that touchdown. And yeah, real tight game. I think it's all going to be down to who has the last possession or who blocks an extra point. Because, yeah, that was technically a stop, but I don't think the Dublin defense has proven able to stop this, these runs. It is 14-14. Will the Komodos be the only team to make their home crowd happy? Watch out! And Hype Water Gecko has been unstoppable, running rampant over this Dublin defense. They have not been able to stop him. If I had to take my crystal ball real quick, my brain imagines a future where the Hype will score, Dublin will have to go for the 2, and when they do, they will fail and lose that way. That's what my crystal ball predictor says. But we will see. It is an unpredictable league. Oh, and the stop on Hype Komodo, Texas Fries. An unusual stop, show of defensive force. Dublin trying to stop them. Can they do it? Run to the outside. They won't get the first. It's 4th and 4. they're going to try to chip the field goal. Is through the uprights. They have the lead. With that, Dublin either needs to score or get a field goal. They've proven themselves unable to do the latter. And this game is going to be right on the wire. Russet unable to truck through them. Dublin with 2 timeouts remaining. Oh, and an uncharacteristically good pass to Gingerbot. And they have just opened up the game. They call a timeout. Half a minute left. 1 timeout remaining. Can they get it? They will pitch and run. Oh, and the blocker completely fails him. But it's still a gain of 6. Down to 25 seconds. There's barely any time left. Inside handoff. He goes through the defenders. And he will get the score. And how much time's on the clock? 14 seconds. And almost blocked the extra point. As of now, it is 21-17. And the Komodos will have probably a couple of chances to score. They'll have the return, and they'll probably have one last play to see if they can make it to the week of the playoffs. And it will not be on the return. 8 seconds left. They probably have time for 1 play, 2 if they're lucky. It's all down to this. Hype Komodo's looking. And it's complete! 32 yards! But that won't be enough! Time is out! Every single home crowd lost this week. What a depressing show! But with that, the Ogres, by the skin of their teeth, have gone from no wins in the first few weeks to making it to the playoffs. What a turnaround. I think they siphoned off some of that gas they were keeping in that Wyverns locker room. You know, anything can happen. But we have our playoff matchups. They're the #1 seed in the foreign conference. Not that that matters, because there's no bye weeks with these playoffs. It's 8 teams. But just to show how it's gonna be, we're going to advance. And somehow Russet got Player of the Week on offense. I don't think that's true, personally. I think Triforce Sniper should have deserved that honor. And yeah, I also doubt that one, quite frankly. Even as the league's commissioner, yeah, no, this reeks of smoke being blown up their asses. Alright, it's time to see the schedule. So, next week, folks, we will see. First will be the American Conference playoff game, and then it will be the Foreign Conference playoff game. Our first game will be the Kansas City Chiefs-Burgers hosting the Guadalajara Heat, and Dublin will host the Hell Supremos. Folks, thank you for sticking through us. It has been a dynamite season. This has been a crazy series of weeks, and thank you for joining us here. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Ivy, thank you for being a good sport. I know your Wyverns did amazing the first few weeks, fell off a little bit. We'll have to see how they do in year 2. But our first season is coming to a close. Games will be 3-minute quarters next week, because there's only 2 of them, and that will change our league like nothing else. So make sure you catch it next week, Saturday, the 21st, I believe. Yes, it will be the 21st, 6:30 p.m. Folks, we will see you there. We love to see you all. This game will be on the YouTube VOD playlist, and that'll be at Ginger Giant 645 on YouTube. There's a playlist of all the PFL games if you missed them. Folks, have a great night, and have a great rest of your evening. Peace out.
Come